And we are live. Greetings, Otaku Faithful. Thank you for joining us again this week. Once again, this is Larry Williams, OAW Commander-in-Chief.
And it's Ugo Strange, Lag Master U.
It's your boy Uber Hikari, aka the Nerd Nigga.
And we are here to bring you all yet again another Advice Corner video segment right here on Otaku Assemble Weekly. And finally here to bring you all the latest in this week's Advice Corner video segment. And just in time for Valentine's Day, we have our first Advice Corner fan submission for this year, and it has to do with unrequited love. So at the subscriber's request, I'm going to go ahead and keep him anonymous, and I'm just going to go ahead and read you all the email he sent me, and hopefully, you know, between me, Ugo, and Hikari, you know, us three geniuses will be able to figure this one out and give him some good advice. So let's do this. All right. So he writes, Advice Corner, unrequited love. Dear Larry, I'm a 23-year-old college graduate male who is currently pursuing a career that I'm very passionate about. Valentine's Day is coming up, and it's always this time of year I reflect on the fact that I've never had a girlfriend. I've tried quite a few times in my life to date women that I have been interested in, but any affection between me and another woman usually ends up being one-sided. Either the woman doesn't find me attractive or I don't find the woman attractive. I'm usually more attracted to women who are anywhere from curvy to fit, but a lot of women who do give me attention are on the heavier side, which is a big deal breaker for me. As for me, I'm in shape, dress well, but I'm pretty short compared to most guys. I often wonder if I'm either being too picky or going after women out of my league. I've had people tell me in the past that I'm an attractive person, but it's usually coming from friends or relatives and not women that I find attractive. I also find myself getting hung up on women even though we never dated. Some have been female friends of whom I talked to a lot. Others I just knew casually but really admired them. There was one girl in particular who I think I had a chance with but didn't act on it. I've since moved away and think about her often. My question to you is, number one, what is your experience with unrequited love? Number two, is there any women from your past that you wonder about? And number three, how can a person in my position move forward? So,
Yikes.
Yeah, I know. I told you it was heavy, man. It's heavy. It's heavy. Yeah, this is a heavy one. This is a heavy one. So what we're going to do is we're pretty much all going to go around the table, try our best to answer the three questions before us, and see if we can get some good advice to them. So first and foremost, let's start off with the first question, which is, number one, what is your experience with unrequited love? And we're going to go ahead and start with the lag master himself. Actually, you know what? This is a perfect for Ugo, because Ugo, you're the only married man in this live stream. So
yes.
by all means, start us off.
Oh man, I could write a whole book on unrequited love if I wanted to, but I'm not. Put it like this: there was a long time in high school where I was head over heels for this chick. Crazy. Like I would have done anything short of sucking a dick for her, you know. It was that crazy. So
That's that Beyonce love.
I wouldn't have sucked the dick for her, but so yeah, no. And it was never happening. And one time I straight up told her, I was like, look, I'm into you, what's up? And I got a maybe. Don't know what to do with that. So yeah, that was like the biggest one for me. And the way I dealt with it, I really didn't. I wrote some really bad poetry. Because I was in high school at the time. You got to understand, I was in high school. It was still the mid 2000s, so it was still okay to be emo, and that's how I got through it. You know, Man, I was an idiot. If I could go back in time and slap myself, I would. But
Hey, but you had to
no.
learn that. You had to go through that experience.
Yeah, basically what I got from it is being mature now, seeing where I am now, where I've gone and where she's gone. I dodged a bullet, bruh. Like it was like the Matrix. I dodged a bullet, you know. I thought I wanted it and I didn't want it. So with that, that's my experience with unrequited love. You know, at the moment it's painful, but it's like you're in your teens, you're super emotional, you're going through puberty, all that nonsense. But I mean, as an adult now, I'm like, man, I was an idiot. I needed to calm myself down. So I mean, this dude's 23, right? That's what he says. He's
Yeah.
23.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's gonna be a heck of a lot more mature. It sounds like he's already doing everything he needs to do. You know, pursuing a career he loves. He dresses well. He grooms himself. So it's like, just take care of you, dude. You know, like do your thing. You'll attract the right people. You know. So yeah. That's my experience.
All
Anybody
right.
else?
How about you, Hikari?
Man, I've actually been on both sides of the unrequited love.
Wow. I never been on the other side of it.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus, man, you really put me on the spot here, man. This is a
Preach, Uber. Preach. Spit them bars, son.
seriously. Okay, so I would say that. Oh boy, one of my experience was unrequited love, and I'm gonna be a little bit unconventional. Is when I kind of spurned the advances of a woman, not a woman. I was in high school. I was like 15 years old, but that relationship was too advanced for us at the time, due to all sorts of factors that I won't get into. But suffice it to say that we were out of our depths. We were way out of our depths with this relationship. But I will say it was real love. And I really did love her. But I had to give up the relationship because I realized that we were not good for each other. It was just an incredibly self-destructive relationship. I mean, you know, not on the level of crackhead love, because we were only like 15, but it was still like pretty destructive for kids to be involved in something like that. And so I still remember talking to her on the phone that Christmas of, let's see, 2004. I was playing Dragon Ball Z Budokai on the PS2. I was talking to her on the phone, and I was like, yes, it's over. And then there was that like awkward silence, and then it was also sex involved, and she was telling me that if I got back with her, that she would have sex with me, and I was just like, no, it's not going to happen. I just can't do it. So that's my somewhat tragic experience of unrequited love. I mean, it hurts being on both sides. I mean, because you can have unrequited love, and you can really love that person and still spurn their advances due to one reason or another. So
that I wouldn't call unrequited
yeah.
love, though. But we can get into that later. Larry, you on deck. It's your pulpit now.
So I've pretty much, I've dealt with that several times. Almost to the point where it's almost like mosquito bites now, you know. But the best thing I can say about that is they heal, and there's lotion for it. No pun intended. But the thing is, though, you know, like I've had that. I've gone through that several times, and yeah, it's tough. It sucks, and in some instances, it hurts like hell while you're going through it. But guess what? I'm still here. I think I'm still good. still breathing, still got air in my lungs, and I'm better for it, you know. Time heals all wounds, you know. You do, and you know, yeah, it might sound insensitive for people to, you know, at the time, the worst thing you could probably hear, or one of the worst things you could probably hear, is just get over it. Right. But you will just get over it. You know what I mean? Like, you will. Yeah, it sounds really easy to say after the fact, and it sounds easy to say when you're on the outside looking in, but you'll get over it. Love, and then here's the other thing too. Also, keep something in mind, because like, I can think of several instances that I think fit into this scenario about unrequited love, but only one of them was actual love.
Right, I was just about to say that, right? Like, there's a distinction between unrequited affection and unrequited love.
Right, well, yeah.
That's what I was going to get into. And Uber, you can back me up on this. When a person develops affection for another person, the chemical thing that's released in the brain is an endorphin that tends to block your critical thinking and logic center. So while you have all that affection for that person, you can no longer see the obvious red signs, the red flags that you should have seen had you not been looking. So I can go back in high school and say, with this girl, there was some very obvious red flags, but I was so head over heels that I couldn't see them.
Dude, matter of fact, now that you mention that, bro, I remember I went as far one time I did this when I think I was when I was in college. I went and I looked up like a bunch of girls that I had crushes on, like when I was in middle school and high school. Dude, yeah, and I was like, whoa, what happened? You know? Like, when when you said dodging bullets, boy, I was
Matrix.
It was the Matrix up in that mug. No, legit. This is what it does. And it's like when you're in high school and when you're going through it, you can't really do that because, again, you got the hormones in you. You want to put your dick in anything that moves, so, it messes with you. But as you get older, like Larry said, you will just get over it because you start to realize that your feelings don't really matter. You start to think, oh, can this relationship really work? Can I really do this? How you start to think logically, that stuff is a little less. So
yeah, and I can say I dodged some bullets too, because like, I don't know what it is about me. I don't know if it's just my openness or my honesty, but I be attracting the chicks who need psychiatrists. Like, you don't need a boyfriend. You need a therapist. Like, I mean, this shit gets deep real fast. Like, I used to be a heroin addict. Whoa, wait a minute. You don't need me. You need a therapist. That's not, you need a psychiatrist. You need a drug counselor. That's what you need. And I am none of those things. And actually, that taught me a very valuable lesson that I use now, even in my friendships. People start telling me shit, and this is because of me personally and the types of relationships I have with people. So I talked about this openly before about my mental illness. And due to being in certain programs, I know a lot of people who have mental illnesses, and one of my best friends has serious mental illness, and when she starts talking that shit, I'll be like, go talk to your psychiatrist. That's not me. And sometimes people will be like, oh, that sounds mean, that sounds inconsiderate. I'm like, look, you need help beyond a friendship. That's not friendship help. That's therapy help, and I can't do that for you.
Yeah. So let me see. I'm gonna move on to the next question.
Yeah, because we could.
Is there any woman from your past that you wonder about?
Oh my gosh, man, this guy's killing me here, man.
And I'm going to let Actually, hang on. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna let Hikari do this one first.
Yeah,
Go
man.
ahead.
All right, I gotta keep it real with you, man. I gotta keep it real with you. So
Be real, son.
let's see,
Be
how long
real.
ago was this? This was maybe like some months ago, where I had a dream about this girl, the same girl in the high school I was just talking about. And I really, really, really love this girl. I mean, this was like genuine love. And like I had this dream where in the dream, no time had passed. We never separated. And I loved her as much as I ever did. And I woke up and I just started crying. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I just started crying uncontrollably. I mean, to the point where I went on YouTube and started listening to the blues. That's how bad it was.
You had the David Ruffin going. Whoo.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Sunshine, blue skies,
Yeah.
please go away. My
Yeah,
girl
man.
found
It gets
another
real. I think.
and gone away. I'm sorry. That's my shit though, bro.
And I think everybody has this. Everybody goes through this. Everybody thinks about the one that got away. And even to this day, I still go on her Facebook page and I see her in a relationship with this Donald Page Jr. nigga, and it still pisses me off. So yeah, man.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get my stab on this one, and I'm going to say, is there any woman I still think about? Yes, but not in that capacity. And this is what I mean. So like, I only really have like I've dated a lot of women, but I've only really had one ex. And the thing is, like, it wasn't until, like, funny enough, late last year, so last fall, right around the time of her birthday, I finally got to a point myself where I could be friends with her, because that was the thing. It's like, ever since we split, like I could never be friends with her. So it was either we're together or we're just not. We're just like separated, like not talking,
Right,
anything
yeah.
like that. So I finally got to the point now where I feel confident enough that I can actually engage in a friendship with her. And that's because now my concern and my investment in her has more to do with her well-being as a person,
Right.
not her as a significant other or as a girlfriend or a wife or us as a couple. Like, it has nothing to do with that at all, because now, because now I have a girlfriend, and so that's a whole completely different planet. You know what I'm saying? And then also, like, I used to have the habit when I was younger that any girl I dated, if it didn't work out, I would just completely cut them off, like end all contact with them 100%. But now, like I said, with my ex, I'm finally able to where I can actually like engage in, in communication with her. And funny enough, we don't talk that often. Like, I talked like I said, like the last time I talked with her was like September, and I haven't talked with her again since like New Year's, and it was Happy New Year, and that's about it. Like even now that I've opened myself up to a friendship, one hasn't organically blossomed in the way you might think. You know what I mean? We're just kind of like Facebook friends.
I think what Larry's trying to say is, now she's just somebody that he used to know.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And then funny enough, because I think this is actually part of the original question. Let me see. No. It's not part of the original question, but it is one that that was mentioned earlier in the email. So there's one person who I did have I'm talking about a huge crush, and this is an adult crush. Like, I had an adult crush on this person, and I never acted on it at all. And that regret like ate me up for years, to the point of seasonal depression. depression. Like every year around like the time of her birthday, like I sort of get reminded of it and I get depressed of it. And
I think I know who you're talking about too, but go ahead.
Yeah, oh yeah, you go, because I've talked to you about it. I've talked to you about
it. Yeah, okay, so we are. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
You know who I'm talking about.
Right, yep.
But the thing is though, like, do I still think about her? Yeah, but like I said, it's not in that same capacity anymore because number one, she's already taken. And she has been for almost as long as I've known her. And the thing is, like, she's still a good friend of mine. Once again, we don't talk that often. You know, if we get together like socially, you know, we'll hang out or whatever. But the other thing too is her boyfriend is a friend of mine too. And yeah, and so because of that, once again, now my interest in that person has less to do with my affection for her or what I had for her or anything. And it's more about actually it's more about the both of them as a couple. Like I am more invested in their success as a couple than I could ever have been about what could have been. Like I don't even think about that anymore because I'm not interested in that. I'm not like I would be happier knowing that she's happy than I would be trying to figure out whether or not me or her could have made it. Like that doesn't even bug me anymore. Right. And once again, it goes back to what I said originally. You get over this shit. You know what I'm saying? You move on from it. And I'm glad that that's the case.
Yeah, same thing with me. It's like there's some people. I got to the point now where, I mean, of course, I've been married for like 4 years now, and I've been with the same woman for like, you know, nearly a decade. So of course, people don't enter my mind like that anymore. But like, there has been some people who I've met who I've greatly admired, like women who have been like, "Yo, if I was single, I'd really be like into you." But like, at that point, it just gets to the point where like I wish them well. Like I want what's best for them. Like, man, I really hope they can find somebody. I really hope their relationship turns out. And whenever I do see them, I always ask them, "Yo, how's it going with this guy? How's, you know, is it good? Are you okay? What's up?" You know, because it's like I really like them and I want what's best for them. I want them to have what I have. So it's like, you know, so like Larry said, it's not about what could have been. I'm more invested in them and wanting to see them succeed and grow and, you know, do that. So what was his last part of his question?
The last question is, how can a person in my position move forward? And I'll go ahead and let you go kick that one off.
Okay, so this is for everybody. I'm just putting it out there. If the question asker is in the chat, cool. If not, cool. On my blog, and Larry's going to link this in the description box below. I'm going to put it in the chat as soon as this is done. I have a 3-part series on my blog written about the friend zone. You might want to check it out. It's really comprehensive. I don't do it from like a guy's perspective or a girl's perspective. I try to do it from both and really explain what it is and how to get out of it, and how you ended up there in the first place. So my advice to how to get out of the situation, and I touched on it earlier, he's already doing it, taking care of himself, getting himself in order. He has a career that he's passionate about, a degree that he's passionate about. Focus on you, man. Like, that's the best thing I can tell him. Like, focus on you. Don't worry about women. Don't worry about all of the stuff that you can do without, because at the end of the day, they don't make you breathe. They don't put food on your table. They don't dress you. They don't put your clothes on. So take care of you. And once you get you in order, then you'll be able to go out and start chasing this other stuff. But right now, just take care of you. Focus on you. Be your best friend, you know? And if some chick does come around that you're interested in and whatnot, be direct, be upfront, you know, be straightforward. I'm like, yo, I'm really into you, and try not to let that stuff hit you as hard as it does. I mean, it will, but it's like at the end of the day, you got to come to yourself and be like, yo, am I still in a career that I like? Am I still, you know, making this money? Am I still doing this? Am I still doing that? If the answer is yes, then don't worry about it. You know, try to get it as much away from you as you possibly can, you know? That's all I can tell you. Do you, man. Do you.
Mm-hmm. So how about you, Hikari?
Yeah, I would say it's two things. The first is that it's a matter of perspective. The the way the person phrases the question is, how can I move forward? I mean, to assume that you need to move forward is to assume that you're in a place where you're not supposed to be, or
Mm-hmm.
that's not a good space. And it's not really like that. You're 23 years old. You know what this is called? Living. Right? Like, that's what it's called. Like, living. Like, there is no forward, there is no backward.
Bars.
Right? It's just you're a man and you're living, and you will continue to live your life. So the first thing is perspective. The second thing is you have to be, in order to be invested in other people, you have to learn how to respect other people's boundaries, even when they make decisions you don't like. And,
Mm-hmm.
and that's important in life, no matter if it's a relationship or if it's a friendship. You have to learn boundaries. And the thing that creates relationships, the thing that creates liberty or freedom or love or compassion is your capacity to recognize and be willing to submit to somebody's no. When that no happens, that's when the boundaries are set up, and that's what you have to learn to respect.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So what I would say, I'm actually going to piggyback off of somebody for my answer, and this goes both as you continue to search for love, and it goes especially once you found it. Because here's the thing, I want to dispel any type of disbelief or denial that anybody watching this video might have. Relationships are hard fucking
Yeah.
work. They take a lot, they take more work to maintain than they do to actually get in it. And you have to work hard at it. And I really do have to kind of point this out, and I really do have to bring this up, because let's face it, we're a pussy generation. We are. At the first, no, real talk. At the first sign of trouble in a relationship, we bail. We get our shit, we get the fuck up out of there, we bail. And we avoid any type of hardship, we avoid any type of hardship, and we expect the world to give us a pat on the back and a pat on the shoulder and coddle us. Oh, woe is you, well, you'll find the right person. No, there is no such thing as the right person.
Not me. No thanks. Not this year.
There's no such thing as the right person. Okay. There's no such thing as Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting said it best. Let me go ahead and kill the suspense for you, Scout. You're not perfect, and neither is she. But the whole point is whether or not you're perfect for each other. That's what intimacy is all about. And the only way you're going to find that out is by giving it a shot. So,
Bars.
Yep.
Yeah. So, but this is what I want to go ahead and tell all of my viewers, but this one specifically, especially. Tony Robbins says something that I love, and he says that the reason why so many people face so much hardship in their life, the reason why they're so displeased, is two things: your standard and your blueprint. And your blueprint is all about like your expectancy of life, like how you think life should be. So kind of going back to what Hikari was talking about, this idea that you're 23 and you feel like you need to move forward from something, or you feel like where you are is not where you're supposed to be. That's because you have a blueprint of how your life should be at 23. And another reason why you're probably having a hard time finding a young woman that you're able to connect to and whatnot is probably because of your standards, because you even mentioned that heavier set women is a big deal breaker for you. So this is what I want to say to you, is this: you have your standards and you have your blueprint. And at some point in time, one of two things are going to have to happen. Either you change your standard or you change your blueprint. And that's not to say that you can't like what you like and you can't get what you want, although a major part of adulthood is not getting what you want.
Or at least learning how to accept it.
Right, it's learning how to accept it. And it's also more about getting what you need, because 9 times out of 10, what you need is vastly more important than what you want.
Right.
Preach.
But the thing is, at some point in time, you're going to come to that crossroad where you have to either change your blueprint or you have to change your standard. The cool thing about it, and this is the good thing, that's not a loss. Like, changing your blueprint is not a loss. It's not a step backwards. You're not losing something. What you are doing is you're actually opening yourself up and you're liberating yourself to more possibilities. It's the same thing that you do if you change your standards. So many people confuse the idea of changing standards with downgrading, and that's not true. That is not true. When you change your standard, that means you are now allowing yourself and you are making yourself more receptive to multiple options. When you do that, that's when the fun starts. That's when the fun starts. And let me tell you something. To say that you're 23 and you're facing that, that's because you haven't opened yourself up to the possibilities. You need to do that, and you need to do it as soon as possible, as quickly as possible. Ugo said that you're already on the right track, which I would say that in terms of self-development and self-preservation is true. But do not neglect yourself, the cornucopia that you could potentially be having with women and with people in society in general, the social buffet that you could be participating in and day out. You got to open yourself up to that, because I'll tell you from personal experience, I closed myself off to that for like 3 years and it sucked ass. Don't do what I did. Matter of fact, I was your age when I did that. Do not do what I did.
Can I just say, we're forgetting to ask a fundamental question here, is that where is he meeting women?
Yeah, that's true too.
That's
true too. That's true.
Like, if you're not a guy who goes to the club and you go to the club looking for women, you're gonna find a club chick, and you're not a club dude. That ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
If you go to a comic book shop looking for, some chick who's not into comics, you ain't gonna find them over there. So it's like, whatever career you're pursuing, try to find a place where people who pursue that career hang out, or something. What are your interests? Go to that place where those people are. And that's where you will find your women, because you'll already start off with something in common. So maybe it's where you're finding women. You're in college, so you got like a whole smorgasbord of people to talk to. But it's like, maybe there's some people who are in your class, or where some people go to hang out, or what kind of niche markets you're into. Wherever it is, there are women there. Go to those women. If they won't come to you, go find them, and find them in the places where you feel the most comfortable and the most knowledgeable. Because again, I've touched on this in my article. Every guy wants a chick, but they need to do some way to get them. Why do you think most guys learn how to play guitar? It ain't for the love of music. A lot of guys play guitar to pick up chicks. Because chicks like guitar.
What Dave Chappelle said, he was like, guys buy nice cars, not because they like nice cars, but because they know women like nice cars.
Exactly. Cat Williams. I don't drink no Alizé, but bitches do. So straight up, go to where you feel the most confident, the most comfortable, where you're the most knowledgeable, and find the women in that area. So whatever you do, find the women in that area, because they're around. They're somewhere.
Savage mode up.
You're gonna find us. So we good. That's it. I hope we help this dude.
Yeah.
We got some good advice in there.
All right. So any final thoughts, occur?
Nah, we pretty much covered all bases here.
Best luck to you, brother.
Yeah. And the final thing I will say about this, you're 23, dude. You got plenty of time. Just take your time, young man. Yeah. So anyway, so that's going to go ahead and that's going to conclude this week's Advice Corner video segment. I want to thank you all for joining me again this week. I want to thank all 78 of our viewers watching us live, and I want to thank everybody watching this video after the fact. Once again, if you want to see the live recording of either OAW Late Night Discussion of the Week or Advice Corner, remember, tune into the OAW YouTube channel Saturday night, 8:00 p.m. Central Standard Time for the live hangouts, for the live recordings of those segments. I also want to go ahead and take this time to thank my anonymous subscriber for the great Advice Corner question and topic. I hope we were a great help to you, and I hope you all the best on your future endeavor. Now, Hikari and Ugo, I haven't told you guys this. We got 2 more Advice Corners on deck. But the thing is, if memory serves, they do sort of correlate with each other.
What?
Yeah, because they're both career oriented. They're both like career. And for some reason, I vanished off of my screen. Oh, I think my camera froze.
He's still here. We see.
Yeah, I see. All right, cool. So yeah, we already got 2 on deck. So we will be tackling one of those probably next week. But for those of you all watching this live and also watching after the fact, please feel free send if you need advice on anything that we can reasonably answer. You know, I can't tell you how the secret to get to creating the perfect liquid line. I can't do it. Quantum physics, I'm sorry, can't do it. But anything reason that you guys might need advice on, or you would like to hear our thoughts on, please feel free send those emails, personal emails. You don't have to put your business in the comments, but shoot me a personal email at otakuassemble@gmail.com. Yeah, otakuassemble@gmail.com. Sorry, it's late. otakuassemble@gmail.com. This email is on it's also posted on the OAW YouTube page in the About Me section. otakuassemble@gmail.com. Send the email, and of course, if you want to keep an anonymous, please feel free, let me know in the message. I have no problem having a subscriber's request be anonymous, whatever. So just let me know. And okay, so keep an eye out later this week. I'll have another anime favorites coming out, and I'll have another favorite hero, favorite villains coming out. And with that being said, this has been Larry Williams, OAW Commander-in-Chief.
Ugo Strange, Master of the Lagging Arts.
And this was your boy Uber Hikari, aka the Nerd Nigga.
And until next time, peace.
Peace.